All right. Thank you, and good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining our session. Again, my name is Gene Un. I'm from the marketing team at Own Company, and again, our session's about unlocking really the untapped potential from SaaS backup data. Real quickly, just want to introduce Girish. Girish, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, thank you, Gene, for having me. I'm Girish Chanchlani. I'm a Senior Manager Solutions Architect at AWS. So me and my team work very closely with our storage partners like Own, helping them build solutions on AWS. Excited to be here.
Great. So just real quickly, just want to start off by introducing Own. Own is a leading data platform for mission-critical SaaS applications, and our products are powered by AWS, and they're available on the AWS marketplace. And essentially, our products do two main things, broadly, and that is, first off, we help protect critical SaaS data to ensure that it's secure, it's available, and it's compliant. And then we also help activate SaaS data so that organizations can get deeper insights from their data faster. And again, this session is really all about talking about how you can take what's normally really overlooked and seldom used backup data, SaaS backup data, and turn it into a strategic asset for your company. So first off, I'm going to talk about the continuous rise of SaaS, software as a service. Now, SaaS applications are pretty much pervasive across all of our work lives. And according to McKinsey, the average enterprise now has over 370 SaaS applications being used. And they predict that by 2030, the SaaS market is going to reach $10 trillion. So if you're a company like Own, you've reached a tipping point where any new application that you bring into your business is going to be likely SaaS-based, right? So we all have kind of a cloud-first strategy that we're moving forward with. Now, with the growth and adoption of SaaS applications, organizations are constantly finding new and innovative ways to transform their business. And whether that's driving efficiencies in a sales process or an HR workflow or how you're delivering customer service, more than likely there's a SaaS application that's involved. Now, naturally, with the growth of SaaS application adoption, the amount of data that's being generated every year is growing faster than ever. And the amount of data that's really being generated across all SaaS applications is growing to about 42% year over year. And with all of that new data that's being created, there are new opportunities to invest in technologies that help you use that data. And if you look at this Gartner survey results, they surveyed CIOs, and over 70% of those CIOs have said that they are planning on increasing their investment in either BI or AI this year, next year I should say. So, and these are the two areas that CIOs plan to invest in most in the coming year. So, whether it's for BI or AI, we all know that getting data that you need can be very challenging, right? This is another study. This one's by the Deloitte AI Institute. And it showed that getting access to data can be one of the most challenging is one of the most common reasons why BI and AI projects fail. The challenge of creating a reliable, consistent, and efficient data pipeline to get the data that you need can be extremely difficult. And without a robust and modern data platform, getting the quality and quantity of data that you need for these types of projects can be really time-consuming and costly. So what if there's a way that you could get your data from a reliable source that provides a rich and diverse set of data, a rich and diverse set of historical SaaS data to be more specific. So, and then what if you could actually activate that data in a way that could provide insights that could help you transform your business? And that's where SaaS backup data has a tremendous amount of untapped potential. For most organizations, SaaS backup data is really there for a singular purpose, and that's to be there for an emergency, right? It provides you with a safety net, helps you with business continuity and compliance. But for most organizations, that SaaS backup data is just sitting there dormant. It's not easy to access, it's unactionable, and it's seldom used for any type of analysis or training any type of AI models. But what a lot of our customers have been telling us over the years is that their SaaS backup data contains a tremendous amount of information. It's a gold mine of insights is what they're telling us. And the data has the potential to be transformative for their business. And it's ideal for things like analyzing trends, or training AI models, or simply sharing with other systems to be able to support all kinds of different use cases, which we'll get into a little bit. So SaaS backup data doesn't have to just be an insurance policy. It can actually become a strategic asset for your business. And there's really an endless number of use cases. Like, for example, you can use your data and analyze your sales pipeline trends or your customer service trends. You can use it to train AI to make predictions about revenue or forecast demand for your products or even predict customer turnover. And then you can also, of course, share it with other systems for all kinds of functions like operational reporting, audit and compliance, or business continuity. There's a lot of different possibilities. And that's exactly the reason why at OWN we built our product OWN Discover. It's a secure data service that provides fast, easy, and seamless access to all of your SaaS backup data. It's a fully managed data service or fully managed data warehouse, and it gives you the ability to query your data through a standards-based API. And it gives you really the ability to do things like analyzing your historical trends using your common BI tools like Amazon QuickSight, train your AI models in Amazon SageMaker or Bedrock, or you can simply integrate it to external systems or export it to an S3 bucket. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can use this data. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand it over to Girish. Girish is going to talk about how to activate your Discover data using AWS.
Thank you, Gene. All right. So as Gene highlighted, OWN's data management platform runs on AWS, and the backup data is stored on AWS. And with OWN's Discover product, you get access to this time series backup snapshots, right, of your Salesforce data. You can use it so the benefit of that is that you can use it for a number of different use cases, be it for analytics, be it for business intelligence, be it for machine learning, generative AI, and others. So we are going to look at a few services, and then more importantly, look at the use cases there. QuickSight, I'm sure most of you are familiar with. QuickSight is a serverless business intelligence tool that provides visualization and reporting, right? And then you can use in fact, the dashboard that Gene showed us on the previous slide, that's built with QuickSight, right? So it gives you results of your analytics. It provides a low-cost, consumption-based pricing model, very similar to all of our other services, where you only pay for what you use. So there are no upfront infrastructure costs. Second is consistently high performance with auto-scaling. Because it is a SaaS service, the infrastructure behind the scenes is automatically scaled by us depending on your workload. So you only focus on the task at hand. And then it provides augmented analytics with machine learning insights and natural language queries, right? So we're going to look at an example of that in the next slide. So as QuickSight provides a natural language query interface called as Q, Amazon Q. Adam Selesky spoke about it in his keynote. That's a big one for us. So what that lets you do is it lets non-technical users interact with QuickSight in a very easy-to-use way. Some of the examples that we can see over here are, for example, the first one is, what is the percentage difference in revenue week over week, year to date for all the products? These queries can be run by a business analyst, right? You don't have to be technical or know how to use QuickSight. Run that query and it prints a graph for you, which is very easy to analyze. Second is QuickSight has forecasting capabilities built in. So very important when you're looking at time series Salesforce backup data coming in, right? So you can do forecasting. For example, give me a forecast of the sales revenue for New York for my coming quarter, things like that over there. You can also ask it deep dive questions like, for example, over here, why did the revenue in a certain region go down, right? And it can show you some key drivers. It can identify key drivers for you. For example, maybe certain sales reps were not able to meet their targets, or maybe a particular region underperformed, things like that over there. So very, very useful tool. But the key point here is that because OWN's Discover platform is able to provide that data to you, you can use it with our services, right? So you can build these powerful combinations together. The second tool that we are going to look at is Amazon SageMaker. Again, most of you might be familiar with it. It is a fully managed machine learning service that makes machine learning easy for developers, data scientists, and other users, right, without having any previous experience. So with SageMaker, you can build, train models on your own data, and then, of course, you can deploy and monitor them, right? Now, SageMaker comes with a number of built-in models. So, for example, there are built-in models for text analysis. You can do sentimental analysis, right? You can do, powerful forecasting capabilities are built in. So those models are already there, part of the model repository. Anomaly detection and other key capabilities are built in there. SageMaker supports popular machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow, Jupyter, PyTorch, and others, and then programming languages like Python. Right? So one key use case that we can think of here, given that this is time series data coming in, backup data coming in from Salesforce. So if you look at a CRM system, right, for every account, for every customer, you have interaction points. You're saving information on interaction points with a customer. For example, you're saving their emails, you're saving call logs, things like that over there, right? So you can build a model where you can do sentimental analysis to get a temperature check on the customer, which is super critical for your sales team, right? It gives you a great visibility into how that account is doing, so that the next time your customers go and your sales rep go and touch those customers, they know exactly how to treat that account, right? And the third one here is GenAI. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about it. So just quickly going over the key use cases and our services, Amazon Bedrock, which supports a number of foundation models. These are foundation models from our partners like AI21 Labs, Cohere, Stability AI, and many others, right? And then we have our own foundation model, Amazon Titan. But what customers and our partners are doing with this is creating new experiences. So for example, co-pilots and chatbots, that's a very popular use case. And that essentially changes the whole interaction, right, that you have with software. So instead of reading documentation, figuring out where to click, creating policies, all you need to do is just fire up a chatbot or your co-pilot and ask it to do that work in a natural language query, kind of an interface over there. So very powerful capability. Then on the productivity side, Code Whisperer, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but Code Whisperer is a development ID for developers. And we have recently enhanced it to include GenAI capabilities, so it can automatically generate code for you, right? So that improves developer productivity. Insights, you can extract powerful insights from your data. So if you were to compare a search, right, which is done using traditional methods, with a GenAI search, there is a massive difference between the two, right? If you look at the GenAI search results, it's almost as if a human being has created those results for you and they are customized just for your use case. Then of course, GenAI, you can create new content with it, right? So for one example that we can think of over here for this use case, especially when you have Salesforce data coming in a time series format, is let's say you're working on a new account, right? And you need to figure out what opportunities should I work on that account. So one thing you can do there is you can look at your, the accounts that probably are in the same vertical, that are similar sized, maybe in the same region, things like that over there. So that data can be harvested, and it is possible to harvest that data because Own Discover product provides it to you. Okay. So if you're interested in learning more about how our customers using artificial intelligence, please take a look at this tool. So we have case studies here, segregated based on industry, business function, business outcome, right? So very, very helpful. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to Chi.
Yep. All right, thank you, Girish. And we're really excited about the partnership with AWS and the integrations that we're building together. As we kind of wrap up, I just want to share a little bit more information about Own and how we help our customers. We are, the leading data platform for mission-critical SaaS applications. We've helped over 6,000 customers across every region, every industry, every market segment with protecting and activating their data. And we do that for their Salesforce data, their ServiceNow data, their Microsoft Dynamics data. And we have a wide variety or wide set of different products that we have on offer, starting with our secure product, which helps fortify SaaS data security. Recover is our backup and recovery solution that helps eliminate data downtime in case of data loss or corruption. Archive helps our customers with long-term data retention to help them with data governance and compliance. Our sandbox seeding product helps reduce risk by anonymizing data during development cycles. And then lastly, as we've been talking about, Discover is our data service that really helps customers maximize the value of their historical SaaS data. So all of these products, again, if you want to learn more, our booth is actually right there, 1369. So if you want to stop by, see a live demo, or you can simply also use these QR codes to download more information about Discover, as well as all the other products that we have from OWN. And with that, I'm going to thank Girish for his time, and then also thank you for joining our session. We'll stay here. We have a few minutes to take